Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Honkai Star Rail 3D Judge and Stream. We're doing it today. We had hundreds of artists participate in this. And I'm judging the challenge. I'm doing it solo today. It's gonna be fun. I love it. A lot of you, I'm very, very happy to have you guys here. Also, check this out, by the way. Got a new lens. Feeling good. Got that 16mm full wide. I'm loving it. Thank y'all for joining. This is gonna be sweet. We're gonna, for the next couple hours, we're gonna hop into all the awesome art that y'all submitted for the Honkai Star Rail Dive Into Dreams challenge. So I'm just the judge on this one. This is not a challenge that I ran or anything. A lot of you are like, where did this challenge come from? Why did I know about this? Yeah, Honkai Star Rail challenge. And let me give you a little backstory onto like how all this started. So they reached out and they were like, we would love for you to be a judge on this. And I was like, yeah, sounds cool. I think it could be a cool way to like dive into some cool new art styles and see the art from you guys and from fans of the game as well. For those of you guys who don't know, Honkai Star Rail is by Hoyoverse, the people who made Genshin Impact. So yeah, pretty sweet, pretty awesome. I learned a lot about it like throughout this challenge, you know, watching you guys put your art in it and whatnot. So super cool. Good to see everybody here. Thank you for joining us. Yes, yes, yes. If you submitted, let me see a hand up in the chat. I want to see you guys. So what we're doing here, right? So Hoyoverse basically got all the submissions, hundreds of submissions, and they whittled it down to like a top 140 or so, and gave me that list. From that list, I whittled that down to a top 30. And basically from that, that's what we're getting into on the stream. I'm gonna be giving a bunch of critiques. We'll be spending a few minutes on each render, and whether you submit it or not, you know, whether you knew about the challenge or not, this is gonna be a educational kind of fun way to get better as a 3D artist. Even if it's not your art I'm talking about, there's still gonna be lots of stuff to learn from, you know, seeing all these critiques. I'm gonna spend my time with it. I'm gonna talk about the things I like. I'm gonna talk about the things that I think those artists could improve on, which is gonna help us all, to be honest, at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. And at the end, I'm going to announce the 3 winners, the top 3. And each of those top 3, and actually everyone who participated and the top 30, y'all are getting some prizes. So let me just quickly go over what you guys are getting prize-wise. So everyone who participated, right, valid submissions, you guys are getting these sweet holographic tickets, set of 7. Those will be sent to y'all. The top 30, which we're looking at today on the stream, y'all are getting $1,000 and getting a sweet little art board here. And the top 3 also getting $1,000 and these sweet collectible figurines. So yeah, pretty sweet, pretty awesome, pretty awesome. It's cool that they're giving out cash for the top 30 as well. I love that. Now, the challenge itself, let me pull this up. So here they had a template, right? It was like 5-second template. And the idea, the challenge is called Dive into Dreams, right? Let me loop this for you real quick. So their idea was to essentially transition between the moment of wakefulness and a dream state, about halfway through the render, right? And it kind of goes along, Dive into Dreams, that goes along with their latest update. They released a new world called Penacony, and it's a city built on dreams, hence the challenge theme of Dive into Dreams, right? So it's kind of a cool way to you know, show that off and share that stuff. So that's basically like the setup for all of this. You guys had like a month or so to create the art, and we got some hands in the chat. I love it, guys. Thank you for being here with us. Thanks for participating, for working. You guys are great. We're gonna see some art. Let's just get right into it. And by the way, I do have a little like timer, or not a timer, but like a counter at the top right of the screen. If you see a number there, or if you see people asking for it in chat, that's just, it's not in any order or anything. It's not like, you know, I ordered them top 30. It's just a way for you to know where we're at kind of in the judging process. So I think that's everything. Stuff will come up if it comes up, but let's get into it. All right, yes. I think this is Carl. Karen. First up, congrats, top 30. I love this. So what do I like about this? First off, there's a very clear distinction between reality and the dream world. And the character's like all about it. I love your style. The style is consistent throughout, that cartoony kind of style, which I really dig. And you really did a good job of paying attention to the details here, because when you fill out a room like this, and clearly there's a lot of stuff in this room, you have to fill it out. So that takes time, that takes attention, that takes detail work. You got the posters on the wall, you got the stuff on the floor, and you're doing a good job of only having to do it once, because when you do transition to the underwater world, all of those elements are staying consistent, right? But I think that's really cool. I think your lighting's really nice. You're doing a good job of getting that light streak. Let's break this down a little bit. Right, so just in the intro here, let's go and loop this bit, essentially. So you got this nice little light streak across the character. That's really, really nice. It's spotlighting the character. It's justified. It's coming from the window outside. And everything kind of falls off into darkness. I think it's great. Like, I don't think I would change too much of what's going on here. You're knocking it out. And then even when you get into the underwater world too, let's do this. Like, you have the light affecting the scene here. That's so cool. I love that. Peels back. It's all pixelated. And it's all part of the same 3D scene. That's so cool. And you wipe this away. It's just like an image, I guess. It's super fun. And the character, like, your animation is super solid. Yeah, this one's really nice. I like this a lot. Let me see. Anything else that I would do to make this better? What would I do to make this better? Anytime you can give more samples to your render, the better, right? You see a little bit of this wishy-washiness in the mug and these lights. You can see that denoiser working. If you got time, put more samples on it. If you can do like render region, right? You just render this little box here. Render more samples there. Do another pass and render more there. Anything else? Let's see. Anything else? Oh, it would be cool to have a turtle. Like, I see you have a silhouette of a turtle up here, but it would be super cool if the turtle like came in over top the bed and past the screen. That would like really blend it all together for me. And maybe when this peels back, there's an initial wave, and that wave kind of kicks up some of the books, maybe the little planter, the pots, tilts the telescope over, rolls the ball a little bit. Just a little bit of dynamic action from that transition I think would be nice. But those are just little nitpicks on top of what I think is an already fantastic render. Yeah, congrats, great work, Karin. Really nice. Next up, number 29. Again, not in any particular order, but we just getting started. If you're joining us, welcome. I'm judging the Honkai Star Rail 3D challenge. They had me on as a judge, and we judging. All right. Oh, you've had your time. You've had your time, my friend. We're moving on to Legos. We've got Hair Ludiver. I am gonna butcher these names. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't quote me on any of these names. All right. Here's another good one. All right. Great example of a very clear distinction between the two worlds, right? Characters clearly going to bed, little Lego person. And then they're in the most happiest little bunny world. I love it. It's super vibrant. It's very fun. Let's see, what else do I like? You got the little Lego fan going too on the top right in the bedroom. I love that. Just the way you built out the scene. I'm gonna break this down from the normal world, normal life, into dream world. Great job building this out. It's packed nicely. Your composition is really nice here. Everything feels full. Nothing feels empty on this. The Lego fan is super fun. One note for you: the fan starts up on frame 0. Right? Technically, that wouldn't be a thing. That fan would just be on, right? So keep that fan on. This light looks like it's like popping out or something. Like it's turning off. It doesn't quite look on, and then it's turning off. So choose one. I would choose one. What else? Yeah, more samples. Always more samples with this stuff. I know that render time is a thing for everybody, that it can be difficult, and if you have the time, throw more samples at it. Definitely get a V1, get a deliverable version of your art, but if you have time after that, please add more samples. Always helpful. Also, apologies if you can hear the freaking lawnmower outside because, you know, I guess stream time is lawnmower time. You know how it goes. All right. What else? What else? Look at this. This is cool. You're doing a nice little drop off. Great transition into the garden. I want to be here. This is awesome. We got turtles, parrots, bunnies, and fish. What more could you ask for? All right. So, a note on the transition I got for you. One note. It's a little sharp, all right? I'm going to say that. It's a little sharp. Let's loop it, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You see how it just like, bam, it just snaps. And I feel like it's just a little harsh. You're probably using your linear keys. I would love to see that transition maybe over. You can take that and extend it by 2 times, right? You can slow that transition down just a little bit. And also another thing that you could do is ease into the landing, right? So you're not just gonna go bop. You're gonna go and land into it. I think that would help it out a lot. Or if you do want to slam into it, what you could do is do one of these where it goes right, versus just a straight slam down. That's a small thing that you can do that I think will really up this render here. Let me see. Let's take a look at just the bunny world. I like this bunny world. Spoilers. Whoop. You got a little flower. I love it. I love it. Right in the place where you had the fan too. It's very thought out. Really, really thoughtful. Watch the red saturation. It is kind of blown out just a little bit. It's a little intense. So just watch out for that. And it looks like you got your edges beveled and everything, which is great because when you bevel your edges, you round your edges a little bit. There is no such thing as a sharp edge in real life. It catches the light just nicely. You can see that little sheen off of that. It's good. It's really nice. My main note for you would be animation. Work on the animation just a little bit more. Or in your future projects, right? You're done with this, but in your future projects, try and ease into your stuff, smooth it out a little bit animation-wise. Otherwise, you're doing a great job compositionally, color-wise. This is awesome. Idea-wise, this is awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Ludiver. All right, next up we got CF. Let's see what CF has for us today. Ooh, yeah. I like this one a lot. Yeah, this one's sick. So, really nice water sim here. Like, this is crazy. And such a cool world. Like, your render quality is fantastic as well. Love that lighting. Super, like, overcast, but still all of the elements are catching a sheen off of the light in the sky, basically. And also when this, like, elemental blast occurs on the right side, the rocks are, like, lighten up really nice. I love that dynamic lighting in your scene. And also when this thing transitions, it's a weird, like, MC Escher visual loop. Look, we have the water flowing and, like, looping back. It's really cool. Also the character, I love the character. It's made from that, like, lava rock crystal. I feel like I had one of these as a kid as like a bookend or something. But I love this. I think this is super cool. Yeah, all these effects in here are just really awesome. My only note with this one, and it's a big one, but it's a small one, is that I didn't get the sense that this character was falling asleep, which is a big part of the challenge, right? And it looked like they were dead, and then they just got activated or something. So I was having a hard time kind of tracking that theme in here. And there is a slight shift there's definitely a shift in the worlds. It is not the biggest contrast like the first two that we saw from, you know, mundane bedroom to fantasy world. This one just feels like fantasy world the whole time, but they are different. I do see it. You got like the rocks on the beach, and then you have these like crazy prism things down here. That's so cool. God, I love it. Love the colors too. Yeah, this is really nice. CF, it's the only like letters in the alphabet that I can read in your name. Apologies. But I love this. I think this is freaking awesome. I'm a big Death Stranding fan, and it reminds me a lot of that. Really, really good stuff. Great work. Great work. Let's move on to the next one here. We got Asayake? Nuki? Firefly? Those are some words that are in this title. Let's take a look. Yeah, real nice contrast of sleepy world into fantasy world. Definitely Honkai themed on this one. Yeah, it's a cool transition. Super sweet transition. I wonder, are you using Unreal Engine? Those look like some Unreal clouds. Hard to tell though. Alright. What do I like about it? So, I think it's a really nice transition, like I said. It's very clear. The assignment is clear, dive into dreams. I mean, heck, she's literally diving into the dream. It's one-to-one, it's perfect. As far as theme goes, you nailed it. It's very clear what's happening. Your transition is really cool too, like the lamp on the left kind of rises up, all the plants rise up and everything. So I love that. I think you're doing a nice job. Really nice job with that. Now, what would I do to improve this? Let's start with the first world, the bedroom world. So I think it feels a little empty to me. I feel like we would be seeing things here. I don't know what, but it just feels empty. Another thing you could do is just scale all of this up. Like, I know that you couldn't really move the camera, but you could scale this up and scrunch your room in a little bit more so it's just filled up a little bit more. It does feel a little empty. Another thing I would do is probably the lighting and the contrast of the character. So I would have them, their clothes are very similar to the bed sheets, and the bed sheet is very plain. So I'd probably take the color of the bed sheet to contrast the character. So you have like a, granted, I am colorblind, right? But you got like a light blue or something. So maybe you could do, I don't know, like a red of some sort or a green, just something that would bring the character out from the bedding here. Another thing on lighting is I would probably, yeah, let's see. The lighting is a little tough because you have these like highlight, these spotlights here coming in from off frame right. I don't know where this light is coming from. Is this a lamp in the room? I don't know. You have this lamp here, which is fine. And then you have your daylight. It would be nice to actually see a bit of that window, honestly, because it is justifying a lot of the light. It's the main light source. So it would be cool to see that window in here. I get it, right? You only have so much time to make something, and you're gonna have to make what is outside of the window maybe a little bit. You could probably do it like, I don't know, these windows I have here, they're kind of like diffused, right? So you can see shadows outside of them, you can see light coming in and shadows outside of them. Pardon, but that way you wouldn't have to see what's, you know, a giant city or something, right? So those are my notes here. Also, animation-wise, it's a little stiff, and it is hard. Character animation is the hardest. I am no character animator. All I can tell you is that it just feels a little stiff. I don't have notes for you exactly on how to fix that besides smooth it out, or film yourself doing this animation. You may have done that, but again, it just takes time. It takes a lot of time, right? So, and especially when you're just starting out, it's like days, weeks, who knows how long of trying to smooth out the animation, smooth out the character. There's certain workflows to all this, like working from the hips and going out to the smaller parts. You wouldn't start with the fingers, you'd start with the hips and the main, like the torso, the limbs, and go out from the hips. But yeah, it's just a little stiff, that's all. Make sure you have reference for your animation. Same here, like you can see how it just snaps. The rotation, boom, just snaps. I feel like it would be a more of a gradual animation. Same for the wind. The wind just kicks up at full force. I feel like it would ramp up into that. But really great work on this transition. I like it. You have a nice little foreground clouds flying by. You got the wind simulations, the cloth simulations going, meeting up with the character. I love it. It's really nice. Notes on this world. I would just give you a little something down here. I'd love to see some land down here. I would love to see more clouds kind of going by in the midground. These clouds feel like a background to me, and I'd love some midground clouds that we actually see scrolling past the camera. You had a really good foreground cloud right there. These ones are really nice foreground clouds. But maybe some midground ones to, like, after we get out of that initial blast, to give us a little bit more a sense that we are falling. And yeah, just see some land down here would be cool. Maybe a mountain coming out the peak. Just a little bit more visual kind of variety for us would be nice. But other than that, you killed it. I love it. And congrats on top 30. Let's go, next one. All right, this is Layla. Nice. What a great job you did with that bedroom scene. Like, you filled that thing out. There is so much detail in there that, again, when you make a bedroom and it's just sparkly clean and there's nothing there, it really doesn't feel right. This feels lived in. This feels like an actual bedroom. I think you did a really great job with the detail here. So much, all that stuff is hand placed. Whether they're assets or you made them yourself, like, you killed it. Really, really nice job. So, like, let's take a look at just the bedroom. The lighting is really cool. Love the freaking Pokemon reference too. My God. This is like probably all your hobbies. I love it. This is maybe your dream bedroom, or maybe this is your bedroom. I think it's great. Yeah, you got like the paint over here on the left, all the little characters on the wall. Great lighting. Really, really nice lighting coming in from the window here. Super fun. No notes on this one. And the character animation is not bad. It feels smooth. Yeah, it's really good. And then you transition. See, you got a nice little bubble transition with a blur and a wipe. And we're into our forest scene, or mountaintop little scene. Wipe here is fine. It's fine. I think you bring in the bubbles in, and then they're still in the scene afterwards. It's fine. Yeah. This scene here feels a little like you spent so much time on the bedroom scene and you had to, you had a little bit less time to do this one, is how it feels to me. Or I wonder if that's what happened, because yeah, I don't know. This one doesn't feel as like lush and green as I would want it to feel. The colors are a little muted as opposed to super green and vibrant like it would be probably in the game. It's cool that you have the elements from your bedroom floating around here. I just don't really know exactly where we are. And it does feel like a little random. It looks like you have a little shrine situation going on. It'd be nice to see this other pillar here, maybe where the sword is, just to know that they're sitting in kind of like a little grove, a little shrine. And I think the biggest thing here in this one is the lighting. It's front lit, right? So they're just getting blasted by the sun. And this foreground here just feels like there's like a rock thing here, and then it's just like this chunky grass. I wonder if you were to backlight it, and have like a golden hour edge light, rim light on these characters, it would spotlight them more, and give you a natural vignette for your scene. I think a little bit of saturation, switch that lighting around. I think that's going to help you out a lot. But I love it. It's a very clear distinction between the next world, and yeah, you did a great job. Congrats on top 30. Good stuff, Layla. All right. Next up, I believe this is Woo. From Woo. This one is awesome. I freaking love this. This is an original. It feels incredibly unique to me. All the detail you put into this is awesome. Like, the idea is fantastic. So much stuff going on here. The lighting is amazing. Yeah, like these sweet little, like, the scientists down here just going crazy, freaking out. You got this guy on the left. And there is a sweet breakdown of this as well. Oh man, yeah, this is freaking awesome. All right, so look, my main note on this one, as much as I love everything about this, I would have just loved a little bit more of a difference between the wakeful world and the dream world, the sleepy world. Now, you do have a difference. You have a lighting change, and you have all of this goop and like weird plasma coral energy stuff coming out. All the desks start floating. You're doing it on a micro level, right? You're having your switch into Dream World on a micro level. You're doing a good job there. I would love to just see it more on a macro level, right? So maybe these tubes in the back start floating up. You know, maybe this creature, maybe these wires on the creature itself like start to do something. What else? Maybe the lighting shift could be more of like a snap-on, snap-off, like you have here on these monitors. When it fades over time, it's a little subtle. That's my only note, is it's just a little subtle. But my God, is this freaking awesome. All original, all custom. Such a great job you did on this. It feels legit, like it feels like an actual factory, which is great. It's not like, you could easily just have these like little scaffoldings at random places and whatnot, but it feels real. I love the monitors on the left. The sense of scale is super cool. Like, there's detail packed into all of this, and I love it so much. Really, really great work. Solid work. Woo. Congrats on top 30. All right. Who's next? Tijin. That is probably not how you say your name. Apologies, my friend. But we do what we can around here. We do what we can. Tijin Kroon. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Like, literally diving into that dream. Falling into it. Who would not want to be on like a mech's little friend? That seems like a great time. I love your colors. Black and yellow. Such a big fan. And you have it kind of all throughout. Even the brown too. Like, that's a tough color to work in. Brown, black, and yellow. But you are making it work. So cool. Really nice transition into the dream world. It's seamless, which I love. Big fan of that. You have some nice little like cinematic bars in your dream world. I think that's super fun. You did a good job of keeping this project, right? You had a month to do this. You had a good job of keeping this project contained. You didn't go too ambitious with it, because if you go too ambitious, you do run the risk of like not just burning out, but not being able to complete your work, and you have to rush to like, you know, it looks incomplete. This does not look incomplete. Nice animation. Probably all hand animated here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. What would I do different? I don't know, maybe a little difference in like the background. It's just kind of like a void, which is probably what you're going for, but like it'd be cool to see a little bit more detail, like a gradient or some gases. It kind of looks like space. The map you're using, the star map you're using right here, it's a little low res. So I'd probably work on that. You're doing a good job of keeping your style consistent throughout your piece, which is a big thing to watch out for. I want to take a look at up in here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, nice transition. I like this burn away. I think that's fun. Yeah, your style is real consistent all throughout the bedroom and into the textures and everything. Now the jacket feels a little, it's standing out really hard. And I'm wondering if like you were to raise it up and put it on the left side a little bit more, so it's in the shadow. Just more of like a side detail, as like, cause my eye goes there so quickly. But yeah, I think this is super cool. Really great work. I love how that all falls out. Character drops down. Oh, that's super fun. Really good stuff. Tijin Kroom. Again, apologies for the mispronunciation. I can't promise any of these are gonna be right. But that's sick. I love that. Great work. I ain't got no other notes for you. This is just nice. Moving on. Shirag Paul is the next one. Congrats, Shirag, on top 30. Ah, yes. Dreaming of your lover from distant worlds. I love it. It's like this character has it all. Look at all the poker chips. And it's like, nah. They'd rather just be in the tent with their best friend in the whole wide world. A simple life, but with one true love. Nice little story you got going on. I like it. It's apparent. It's very clear. I like the way you're lighting both of these scenes. I love the god rays coming in from the top. The choice of colors, it's just a solid gradient. Like, that's really fun. It's stylized. It's consistent all the way through. Bro feels like he's underwater though. Like, it is thick with dust. This dude would have some breathing problems in this room. No doubt about it. I love the lamp. I love the lighting. The colors are solid. You got the scrolls on here. You got the freaking chips. Yeah, good job building out this scene. You packed it full of detail. Notes for me. Let's see. Samples. More samples, please. On the couch here. I can see that flickering, that denoiser working. It's kind of all over. More samples, more samples. The transition is... It's not bad, but it's not the best. We've seen some really good transitions. This is it feels like a very 2D transition. Okay, I see you. You got a little floor and wall transition, but it's still hard to feel like it's 3D, right? Not the worst. Not the worst. But not the best. I don't know. Many ways you could do this transition in more of a 3D way. Like having these elements kind of float up and float out. Having him transition into that laying down position here would be nice. Him or her. A little hard to tell. Let's see. Anything else? Let's talk about this world here. I love the color contrast. You got that turquoise blue into this nice orange red. Great transition, great contrast between the worlds. It's fun. I love those god rays. They work. They're simple, but they work. It's really cool. Congrats, Chirag. Killing it. Congrats on top 30. Next up, we got Celia. Garcia. Let's take a look. Boom. All right. Sweet. Sweet. I love that green grass. That's what I'm talking about. That green, vibrant grass. That's what we want. Everyone wants to be laying down in that green, vibrant grass. With them butterflies too. I love it. That's fun. Yeah, so this is a good example of the character just being the transitional element. They're the ones that are consistent throughout both worlds. And you have that shockwave going through, which is cool when they land. Boom. Super fun. All right, notes. What would I do notes-wise? I think your animation is actually really nice. It's good pacing. Good weight. I think the first 2 steps up the stairs are a little stilted, a little mechanical, a little rigid there. So watch out for that. Right? Maybe you get some reference of yourself doing this move. That's always helpful. Always, always helpful. The right, I just realized on the right in the dream world, there is like a little stream going by. It would be great to see that pop out a little bit more, or just have it going around the character. Like instead of off in the corner on the right, it's kind of up above the character and some sunlight is still hitting it. It's, the lighting is a little intense here in this dream world. All of the shadows go to blue, which is fine, but it's like, they're so dark, there's almost no detail inside of them. So it would be nice to have a little bit more detail in the shadow spots of your dream world. Yeah, just have some sunlight kind of breaking through and hitting that water would be cool. Other notes would be, again, samples. It feels pretty low res, especially all the fireflies and flickering on the top of the bed here. That's like Sparkle City. It feels like a disco ball. More samples, more samples. I know, I mean, I feel like that's not even a note because you would do it if you could. So I understand, but do what you can. If you can render the region, right, so you don't have to render the whole thing, you just render this chunk. Do that if you can, or just crank the roughness a little bit so it's not so sparkly. You'll have to play with it for sure. But I love the room you built out. I think it's really nice. Lots of detail in here. Other than that, I think you killed it. You did a great job. So many butterflies. Okay, the last thing is you have this little like pixelated kind of vibe over the top of everything here, set to like 10% opacity. I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it. I think it's a bit much, and it works without it. So, and then other than that, the grass is a little glitchy around the character, so watch out for that. Watch out for that. You probably don't need to simulate grass with the character. You can just have it kind of flow around the character. It's clipping for sure. The tricky one. But really good stuff. Congratulations, Celia Garcia, for making top 30. Imon is next. This one's cool. We got another original. Bah! Boom! Awesome. Really, really awesome. Cool idea. Super cool idea. Lights out for this dude. All right. But yeah, initial thoughts. I love the idea. I love the impact screen. I feel like the second world, the dream world, feels too short. Like the hit takes too long. I would speed it up a little bit. I'd edit it so that the hit, this punch, happens sooner. I would start your render like boom here, so that you have like another second for that dream world. It goes away so quickly. So that's my first note. Second note would be the impact frame is a little... No, okay, so the energy is right, the timing is right on the impacts. It just feels like it goes through too many styles too quickly. Like it's like you're just taking your style bar and you're just scrolling it like a roulette wheel. And it feels a little bit like at the end you're like, I just need contrast. And like I'm sure people dedicate their entire careers to those impact frames. So, you know, just from watching it here, it's great. I just think if I'm getting nitpicky, it gets a little excessive by the end. Granted, I think your timing is correct, and I think the energy is correct. So there's that. What else? Maybe a little bit more detail on the boxing mat floor. Like maybe we see some sweat pools, or there's some difference of like color and tone, right? But I think it's great. I think it's great. Let's take a look. There's a really cool thing you got going on here. Also, I love this. Coming in from the lights. That's fun. You got the film grain on it too. Super cool. Boom! I love that the fist charges up. It's dynamic lighting. Or no, it's not. That's after the fact, I think. Boom. Look at the ground pull away. That's some comp work right there, dude. Okay. Yeah. That's some After Effects or something. Some Andrew Kramer. Boom, boom. We're on 2 frames here. 2 frames. This is cool. I feel like here is where it started to get a little excessive. Inverting. But no one's ever meant to watch it like this. That's cool, I like that. These are fun. That's fun. This is probably a little excessive. This one's probably a little excessive. This is probably a little excessive. You're bringing it in though, I see what you're doing. You got the like inner tube coming in. And you got a nice water sim too, look at that. Just needed more time in that second world, that's it. But good stuff, Iman. Love it. Congrats on top 30. All right, we're a third of the way through. Mr. Banana. Okay. Very sad life here, you know, like the reality is this dark world, and then the dream world is just dreaming of a better place. Very sad, very dark. Now, I don't know why the character would be dressed like that. Maybe the helmet has something to do with the game that I don't know about. But I'm curious why the helmet's there. The character just feels a little random, especially for this dark world right here. Definitely fits the second world, the dream world. That's for sure. Really nice foreground you have in the dark world. I love that. Lots of good detail in there. Love the lighting, how it's popping off of the wooden planks and all. Hey now, come on, I'm on. You gotta share a little bit. We gotta share. Right, you see these little planks here? Nice little sheen coming off all this. This is good. This is good. It just feels like they'd have stuff. They would have like, it feels empty. It just feels empty to me. They'd have like a pack, and they'd have the character that just doesn't fit for me. And I'm curious about like where's the horizon line? This building feels a little off. Hard for me to know like where we are in, you know, with gravity and whatnot. And then you have this little like plasma thing fill out. It would be nice to see more of a 3D transition. This is more of a 2D transition. Let's see. Be mindful of your frames here. It's like they're skipping, one's pausing. right? So just watch your frame interpolation on that. And then you got a real nice little scene here. Nice little couch. Nice lighting coming in. Yeah, good environments, good environments. This one feels full, right? We have all the elements kind of filling out the scene. And the lighting's nice. But yeah, I don't know. I liked your environments. I liked your lighting. The character for me is just feels too random. But that's it. That's it for me. And I think filling out this first world a little bit more with some character-specific items like backpacks and bags and tools and whatnot would be helpful. There's also a weird pop in the lighting here on the character's feet, right here. So you definitely want to watch out for that. It's happening up here too. But yeah, nice lighting in this world. I think it's good. Good stuff, Banana. All right, Ron Chen is next. Oh boy, buckle up. It's a sad one. It's a sad one, y'all. God, I love this one. All right, so first off, like, the render quality is ridiculous in this. So good. So good. The attention to detail, like, you packed out your scene so much. You ain't holding back. Like, look at the detail on that. First off, we're starting on... That's so sad. We're starting on a picture of the family, okay? And we lower down into the bedroom, right? Family just torn apart. This is called, it's called Dream of No War is what the title of this is called, right? So clearly, war has taken its toll on this family. But look at all this. All the detail you have. This is just packed out. There is no empty space. It really feels like this room just got wiped. And then your transition is very clear, right? And also, you're like, oh, who's the main character? It's the freaking bear. Holy crap. The bear is sad it doesn't have its best friend. God, that is so sad. And is just thinking of better days when mom's coming in with presents. Today's this kid's birthday probably. Oh. God dang. That's brutal. But sometimes you gotta hit hard with them stories. Drama, it goes deep, man. It goes deep. Also, I don't buy that this little kid is playing Honkai. There's no way this little kid has got all these posters in this room. No way, not a chance. That's funny though. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. Really, really nice. And then you have this like layer of like wispy dream layer over top, which I can't even tell what it is, but it works. It's freaking great. I don't know if I have any notes on this. It's so good. It's so good. I love the fact that like the beginning, that initial wipe, just seems like it's like an ancillary random thing, but when you actually pause it and watch it, it's part of the story. It's actually a big part of the story, which is crazy. Oh, so good. So good. Ron Chen, you are killing it. Congrats on top 30. Really nice. Next up we have from Mad Moret. All right, Ron. We know it's good. It's good. Hold on now. We getting spoilers? All right, here we go. All right, cool. What I like about this is like a mix between styles, right? So you have kind of like normal, I'd say photoreal-ish style with all the objects around the scene, your environment, and then your character definitely has that like cartoony anime vibe to it. I love that. I think that's a really fun style to play around with. I would love to do it myself. I guess it's a little harder than it's. I've tried. I want to do more of it, but yeah, I mean, on top of like building out a 3D environment and animating a character like this, which is pretty good, by the way, that pretty nice animation. You're building out these like 2D text screens, which is so much work. And even if it is like stock footage, it still all has to be comped in, animated out, put on all those screens in the background. Like, I've been there for sure. And it's a lot. You're doing a lot here. I think it's cool. Love the colors, love the lighting. Would like to see a bit more of a contrast between the dream world and the real world. Like, there isn't much of a contrast. There isn't much of like a, things just start floating, which is fine. I think you're doing like the bare minimum. You're doing the bare minimum of a dream world situation here, where things get a little fantastical, right? You got fun little gadgets floating up and stuff. What would I do different? Yeah, I'd say have more of a contrast between what this dream world is. What is this character dreaming about? So I'm just a bit curious as to what this character is doing, or what this character wants, right? But I think your set is cool. I think your environment's cool. Maybe a little bit of surface imperfections could help break up these spots here, right? It's just kind of black. And I love the way that, like, check this out. So you have this sheen that comes across. Where is it? Right there. Boom, right there. You see that sheen that comes across right here? What I would do is I would have that sheen happen over the majority of your shot here. That sheen should be happening like here versus right at the end, because that's like a really nice, sexy little reflection. That's the stuff that they're trying to go for in car commercials, and they get that nice reflection over the top of the car. Like, they're not going to use the part where there's no sweet reflection. They're going to use the part with the reflection tracing over the contours of the car. So what you could do, I know in Cinema 4D there's a tool that like lets you place a light based on where you see it in the reflection. So you would like click here and it would put the light, like up somewhere where you would actually see the light in that reflection. That is a detail nitpick, but it will help define the shape of your scene, especially if it's kind of black on black. You know what I mean? Another thing that I would play with here is texture. So like everything feels like it doesn't have any texture. Everything feels like really, really smooth. And while that can work as a style, it feels like there's like competing styles, right? With the anime cartoony style with everything else, right? I don't know, I feel like a little bit of smudges, scratches, a little texture in the blanket here. It could be silk sheets, but again, I would love to see like a little reflection kind of coming off of that. Would be nice. Yeah, good stuff though. I'm trying to do a mix here of what I like and actually give y'all some feedback that can be helpful for whether you made this art or not. If you're all, you guys are all 3D artists. So like, or I don't know, who knows? Maybe some of you just enjoy watching the art. That's fine too. But hopefully this stuff can help you guys out. Everybody in chat, we're almost halfway through. How's everyone doing? Let me see a little thumbs up. Are you guys hanging out with me, having a good time? There's a little bit of lag on the stream, but hit me with an @pwnisher in the chat if you want to ask any questions. I'll be going through and we'll maybe do a little thing at the end here before we close it out. But yeah, we're coming up on halfway through. We're going down, counting down from 30 all the way down to 0. Sasha's feeling good. Nice. Who? Gooey's got that thumb up. All right. What's up, Collider? Good to see you here. Thanks for hopping in. All right, let's keep it moving. Damla. Let's see what you got, Damla. Congrats on top 30. All right, sick. Real cool environment you built out. It reminds me of the game Stray. There's a moment in one of the games where like you walk up into a room that looks like this. Freaking love that game. So good. Really nice detail. You got some Easter egg videos on the computers back there. Yeah, like I said, it's hard to build out a real detailed scene, and you're doing a good job of it here to make a room feel truly messy. Whoa, we got an oil leak on the left. That's not good, okay? That is not good. That's definitely not good. That's gonna ruin that rug for sure. Interesting, very interesting. I wonder if that has to do with like a story element. It feels like she's like tapping into the internet or something, or digitizing herself. There isn't a clear distinction between dream world and reality. It's very subtle, very, very subtle. You just kind of have like a light, the lights change. It'd be cool to see where she's going, what she's doing. Like maybe she enters the screens in the background and we see her face like take up all of the screens or something. That would be cool. And maybe that's so irresponsible. She has dinner cooking on high in the background while she's doing this. Are you kidding me? Yo, that looks real nice. I love that flame. It feels really good. real nice and emissive too. That's crazy, dude. That's so irresponsible. Are you kidding me? Like you'd think you'd turn the burners off. You'd think you'd fix the oil leak on the left before you went in. Maybe she's there against her will. I don't know. I do not know. I'm curious. We got dials turning on their own. Yeah, that's my only note. I think you got a great scene. It's just more of the story. I want to see more of the story. I want to understand it. But that's it. I think it's solid. Cool stuff. Damla, congrats on top 30. Who's next? We got Con Road. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. It's so funny. My wife, she has nightmares of going back to school. And my first thought was, this dude's in a nightmare. I love this PS1 style so much. I really want to make some PS1 art, like, badly. I think it's really cool. You did a great job filling out this office scene. Nice lighting. Super cool. It feels a little rushed to me, though. Like, the transition feels a little rushed. This dude is, like, sprinting to fall asleep too. I love it. Yeah, I think the transition could be smoothed out. I think your instincts were right with your goal was to create two scenes, basically. Your office scene and the scene here. And it's actually really interesting to think about how all of you guys would go about tackling this, where like, yeah, you would start with an idea, you would tackle both scenes, and then you would bridge the gap between them. And ideally, you'd have a plan on how you were going to transition into it. In this case, you're kind of just doing a crossfade, which, you know, always would be nice to see some of the first world affect the second world. And I think the first thing you could have done was have the character be in the same exact spot. You should have copied this first scene character into the second scene character. Scoot the desk up a little bit so the desk matches, the character's position matches perfectly. That would be a start. You are using the briefcase. You're floating the briefcase up and fading it out, which is good. I would like to see more of the first world affect the second world. And you are interacting with your scene in the beginning, but it fades out so quickly that we miss it. I miss all the good stuff. I want to see more of that. A nitpick here. The pixels on back here, you see these stretched pixels. I feel like they would be square pixels. I don't know. I'd have to look back at old games. Like, were they pixelated or were they like stretched like that? I don't know. And my last note is just that your bedroom scene, or sorry, your classroom scene feels a bit empty. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe reference-wise, always look at reference, always look at reference classrooms and see what you're missing here. I feel like there's some stuff missing. Like that corner just feels real empty, especially compared to the first one. Also, watch your lights. It is blowing out to white here, full blowout, which is never go full blowout unless, I don't know, unless you need to. And in this case, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to blow out the white there. The windows, yeah, full blowout, totally cool. All good. But man, you killed that PS1 style. I love it. It got me inspired. I want to do some of that stuff myself. Really nice. Moving on, we got Amory. What's Amory got for us? We up in the casino again. I love it. I love that the dream world is just more casino. It's like, you know what's sicker than this casino? More casino. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Just gold. Like, what's better than this casino? A gold casino. Yeah, I'd agree. Sure. I love it. Yeah, you got the contrast, right? You got the contrast between worlds. It feels different enough. Even though you are going from casino to casino, it does feel different enough. My notes would be on animation, okay? Biggest note is on animation. Everything feels a bit like when it can be more of like if you look at the Inception scene when they're sitting at the cafe and stuff just starts like blowing up and then going slow-mo. I feel like that is kind of the energy that I feel like that this is going for. But you're kind of, it just feels a little stilted. Like I said, animation is really hard, so don't take it too hard, okay? It's really difficult to do, and you are animating a bunch of stuff. You have these coins, you have tables, like, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Watch out for your texture maps. On the right here, we can see it looks like you're not using the the unwrapped, or what am I trying to say? The UVs. Yeah, it's a little wacky, a little crazy on that. So watch out for that there. There's a lot of glitchiness in the floor for some reason. I don't know what that is. It's like your normal map is inverting constantly, which is what it looks like is happening. I don't know why that would be happening. That's a strange one. So there is, this one definitely isn't without it's a little bit of jankiness, but overall I think you're doing a really good job with this. It has the energy, it has the feel to it, it has the punch to it. I like that. It can just be smoothed around a little bit, just smooth around. Good stuff. I like it. Congrats, Amory RP, top 30. And we're halfway through. Next up, we got Eric. 11 Eric. Who knows if that's right or wrong? I'm gonna stop prefacing on this. All right, yo. Robo's going in to the Matrix. the like yawn, like it's like so quick. It's like it feels like he's cheering for himself almost. watch out for that. Be mindful of that. All right. It's like that is so funny to me. I don't know why that's so funny to me. The idea of like, all right, we're gonna jack in. We're going in, super serious. Like everything's counting on this mission, and then like Speed going to sleep is freaking hilarious. Like how time trial, how fast can you fall asleep? And it's like, ah! And the fact that it's a robot too is like, the robot doesn't need to yawn quickly. Oh, that's funny. That's freaking funny. I know you're not intending it to be funny. Don't think I'm making fun of you. I think it's real sweet. I love it. I'm here for it. Notes. In the transition, when your robot falls asleep and puts its hands in its lap, whoop, there's a little pop. In like you got a keyframe pop or something. Definitely watch out for that. Definitely watch out for that. If it wasn't for that, this thing would be pretty darn flawless to me, to be honest. You're going into another world. Okay, you're doing a little transition to another world. You got that. Super crazy like space time travel hub thingy. Cool. Nice. And you're transitioning to it via some like 2.5D cards. 2.5D meaning they're 2D cards, but they're in 3D space. It still feels 2D though. And they don't entirely wipe out of frame. I'd have them wipe out completely. I'd like to see and be immersed in this second world completely. Give it some motion blur. You have that spaceship coming in, but there's no motion blur. It feels very gamey. I think some motion blur would help. Or have your ship teleport in and be coasting slowly. You have it moving so fast. It's like a huge object. That thing's ripping. So either slow it down, give it motion blur, or have it snap in and then like keep moving. I feel like everything feels a bit video gamey, and I guess, what do I mean by that? Everything's super sharp. And I think things could benefit from a little bit of like glow in that second scene. And a little bit of film grain, a little bit of texture, I think could help you out a little bit. I love your first world. I think you packed it real nice with detail. And I love your lighting too. That's a real good one. I like that a lot. The briefcase. The briefcase has no business having a rock normal texture on that thing. Like, that should be like a sleek, like metal matte case, but it has a rock texture on it for some reason. That's throwing me just a little bit, especially since your monitor is like really calling attention to it. These are nitpicks though. These are nitpicks. You're doing a really nice job. Maybe a little bit more of those God rays coming in from the vent would be cool, because I think it's awesome. It's just toned down somewhat. Yeah. Good stuff. What up, key sign phenomenon? I see you. Collider, what up? I'm taking a look at chat here. Oh, okay, so Collider, you say you're 50 and you still dream about getting lost in your junior high school. I guess it's like a common dream then, I guess. It's funny. I love it. All right, good stuff, Eric. We got Bronze Orange up next. Yeah, all right, so Robo Bro falls asleep mid-battle. Like, you talk about people who can fall asleep during a haircut, and you're like, wow, how do you do that? This dude falls asleep mid-battle. That's like peak levels of falling asleep. He's like, I need some rest. And then we transition to a beautiful little landscape afterwards. I love it. I love that time lapse. I think the time lapse is so freaking awesome. Ah, that's great. It's like rainy and sunny. Like, that's fun. I love it. Yeah, really good stuff. All right, notes wise, the man needs some texture on those pants, because I feel like it's I could see how just the pants and the boots like that would be its own style. The character would be its own style, but the environment around the character doesn't feel like that style is consistent. So your environment has a lot of texture to it. It's photoreal, whereas the character feels like this weird mix between cartoon and photoreal. And so much of your scene is photoreal that I'd love to see your character in the pants just, you know, get a little bit more texture out of those pants is all I'm trying to say. That's a small nitpick, but it's where my eye's at. What else? Your scale feels off to me. So like, if you look at the explosion in the background, it's a big explosion scaled down. But also you have like, on the top right, you have like a little hut or a house that feels small as well. But your tire is huge, the trash bag is huge, the character's huge, and like the trash in the foreground is huge too. So I would just try and watch out for your scale, all right, on this one. It's probably just the explosion and this little house in the background, and maybe even the smoke here that makes me feel like it's a little off. But that's it. Otherwise, I think it's great. Very clear difference between your worlds. I love your transition. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And it would be cool to see, like, I mean, I guess this dude died. That's the thing. It's like this dude straight up died because he didn't come back, right? That was a long time has passed. Which I think is a great take on it. I would just love to see and feel like the character actually died. Like maybe they're holding their chest and they're like, and they fall forward. Because right now it feels like they're falling asleep, right? Especially because people are geared to think we're falling into a dream world or falling asleep. So you need to make it very clear that the character is dying. That would be my other note. Maybe they get hit, maybe they get shot, and boom, they go down, which would be really impactful, actually. Good stuff, Bronze Orange. Scott is next. What up, Scott? Oh, the battery died. Okay, that's fun. I like the battery died. I can see that. Just want to see more of it. Anyway, we're on to Scott. What up, Scott? I love the freaking snooze bubble. That's great. Great. Dreaming about donuts, dude. I'm dreaming about donuts. I'm dreaming about donuts every night. All right. So you got two worlds going on here. Cute little character. I love it. Very, very fun. Really nice. Good animation. I love the like jiggle on those leather seats. Those are some watery seats. Those things are jiggling. Cool. And then you got a nice little like transition from one world to the other. Real nice path with that. I like the flow of that card, that ticket. That's really cool. All right, so they're a conductor. Maybe they're from the game. I'm assuming they're from the game. I don't know much about the game, I'll be honest. I'm just here to judge. I hadn't played it. I hadn't dived in deep. All right, so notes-wise, I would say the first world feels a certain way. To me, it feels like you're in space in a little bubble lounge is kind of how it feels. It feels very cold to me. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me double check. I want to double check something and make sure I didn't adjust anything for thumbnail stuff because no, this is this is default. I had this as part of a thumbnail for one point. Just want to make sure I didn't bake anything in. But yeah, it feels really cold to me, and I guess that works for you because you are going to a warm world. Not a bad thing. I don't know what's the note there. I think it's like a color thing, honestly. I don't know if the character is blue or gray or purple, and I don't know if the seats are orange or brown or gold. It's probably a lighting thing. I think it has to do with the lighting for me. What would the note be? What would the note be? So it looks like it's being lit from outside by like a really bright moon. Okay, maybe that's what it is. It feels like it is a night scene, but it is so bright it feels like daytime. That is what it is. Yes, okay. So this doesn't feel like night, but I think you're going for night. And I think the first thing I would do is look up references of nighttime indoor scenes and try and replicate that lighting. So ShotDeck is a great website for that. And I know there is a free version because ShotDeck is paid. Let me see if I can find you the free version. There's the prizes there while I look this up. Hold on. Post resources. Film Grab. Film Grab is the website you want to go to for free screenshots of movies. And you can use that to reference for lighting and whatnot. All right, Soto just said movie-screencaps.com. Is that right? Cool. Movie-screencaps.com. That's a good one. Thanks, Soto. By the way, we got Soto Monte. I don't know if you're queued up to like pop into chat, Soto. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. But yeah, Soto Monte, shout outs to you, man. Always in the background, making these streams run nice and smooth. All right, so yes, we talked about that. I'm glad that we figured out what it was. It's a night scene, but it's too bright. It doesn't feel like night, it feels like day. And then nice transition, love that, into Mr. Blender Guru world. So yeah, solid. I love that it's contrasted to a nice warm kind of feel. I can actually see the true colors of your character now. Before it was a little hard to tell. And then my only note here would just be on the background, like maybe let's see a little bit more of those clouds, as opposed to just kind of like an ambient wash of color. That would be the only note. Yeah, and the sleep bubble is great. I think that's super fun. Congrats, Scott Hugh, for top 30. Really nice. Dr. Bro. What's going on, Dr. Bro? Sweet. All right. We got a little bedroom into a crazy fantasy garbage water world. Let's take a look. Fun transition. I think that's great. Yeah, I like that transition a lot. Feels really cool. Nicely animated. Story-wise, I'm a bit lost, but let's see what we can find out. All right, so she's got her little garbage can friend, which I think is probably from the game, and wakes up in a garbage pile, getting punched by the garbage can person. So that's like a nightmare almost, because like she's all about this garbage can, clearly, because she's going to bed with it. And then, but then really the garbage can is out to get her. That's interesting. But there's also, okay, this is probably above my head in the realm of the game that I am not connecting with. So my first note actually would be like, I don't know, clarity. It'd be a note on clarity. Yes, there are probably people who may understand what's going on with the story, but ideally you'd want to have as many people as possible understand what is happening story-wise. I guess I can tell what is like literally happening, but I don't know what it means. So that's just a note on story. Environment-wise, world-wise, in the beginning, let's break this down. Let's take a look. Yeah, I like the color contrast. You got the blue-orange going, super nice. Now, who goes to bed in those clothes? I do not know. I do not know. I find it pretty funny. But it's okay. That's just a funny little nitpick. Yeah, good stuff building out the room. Going to bed real early, right? Because it's still golden hour. And then boom. Oh, I love that. I love that animation. It's on twos. It's like projected into the room. That's so cool. And then it's like the fish background, seamless fish background. It's so awesome. Into this world. Now this world, yeah, compositionally, there's just so much going on. It's really hard to track where and what and how and why. So like one thing I would do, yeah, I would try and just clean this up a little bit. No pun intended, right? We are in a garbage dump. Because there's just so much going on. I don't know where to look. And everything feels like very flat in the sense that our foreground feels like it could be part of the background feels like it could be part of the foreground. And you are doing things to separate them. So like, as we get further into the background, you're adding more layers of haze and they're falling off into this white fog. Oh, this is fun. I like this. I think this is cool. I like the style a lot. It's very fun. But I still have a hard time like and even though it's red and green, I have a hard time separating the foreground and the background. I think there's a thing to do with color as well. Like you have like this like purple pink, hot pink going on with the green, with the red, with the orange. It just feels like a lot. I don't know, it feels like a bit overwhelming. And I'm just curious as to like what is going on. I guess those are my notes. Those are my thoughts. Otherwise, I think you're doing a really good job. I don't want to sound like I'm going too harsh here. I think you're doing a good job with the style. I really like that style. And I think your animation is really nice too. Yeah, your animation is solid. Yeah, like the way the character pops in on the right. The little garbage man. Boop, boop. That's really well done. Really, really well done. I think for me, it's just story and composition you want to watch out for. Your animation is really nice. Your lighting is nice. Your colors are nice here in the first world. I like the colors in the first world. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Congrats on top 30, Dr. Bro. And we're coming up on 2/3 of the way, y'all. 2/3 of the way. We got 10 more to go. Fiona Ho is kicking it off. Ah, so beautiful. So beautiful. Let me get chat back. There you go. There you guys are. What up, y'all? All right, this is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Like I got basically no notes on this. It's so good. It's a reunion story about this girl reconnecting with her dog that she had lost. I don't know if the dog died or if the dog went off on a space mission, but she's without the dog and she's sad about it because she's clearly holding the collar in the beginning, right? super sad. And she's bummed about it. And she like does a little depressing fall into her bed. And it just cradles her and catches her, and there's the dog treat, and there's the dog, and she reunites with her dog. Look at her face, look at the expression, it's so good. So good. I wanted to see them hug. I really did. But that means you're doing something really, really well. You got me invested emotionally within 5 seconds, which is crazy. Crazy. Like, you're doing everything so well in this. Your animation is so good. It's super fluid. It's not janky at all. Your story is top notch. Right? Your animation, like the way you're animating all of the objects in the scene, you have a simulation on the camera strap on the left. So good. So good. And your lighting, like in the foreground, or not the foreground, but in the first scene is so good. The way the light falls in, it's a obvious contrast between one world and another. You got some of my favorite games up on the wall. You got Halo, Metal Gear, Diablo, and you did all these fun little like spin-off names for them all too, which is super cool. You got Hello, Oblo, or something like that. Allblow? I can't read whatever that's. Plastic Gear, Perfect Bright. I like that a lot. I feel like MDK, I saw you up in here. I feel like you'd enjoy these. Recharted. Half-Life? What is that? Full Life? It's great. Yeah, you got the Game Boy back here, the PS1, and even like her dream of being like she's into space stuff. What is this poster on the right? I don't know. I want to know. But it's just a really well done scene. Oh, and just overall, like, in the space scene is so cool. The transition you have, the floors and the walls like pulling back. And oh my god, it's a freaking cloth sim too. Look at that! They turn to cloth and blow away. Holy crap. Wow, I am impressed. Oh, there's the dog. Okay, so this is the dog bed right here. Wow. So good. I am blown away, Fiona. This is top-notch work. And I saw you submit to some of our challenges as well. I saw you do an Eternal Ascent one recently. Super cool. Super cool. I'm blown away by this. Congrats on top 30. All right, we got Edward. We got Edward. Cool. Love that transition. It's my favorite part about it, for sure. This is the kind of room I would be up in. I would have a ton of books, and I'd have a piano in my room 100%. I mean, we already do. We got books here. There's a piano over there. Like, I'm connecting with this one a lot. And I love the way you're peeling the floorboards away. Everything's just breaking and pulling apart. Super dynamic, very clear distinction between the worlds. The background in World 2 is a little confusing, a little hard to track because the depth of field is so shallow that everything just kind of blurs out, and the giant, I don't know in this game if it's called a Gundam or a mech, I'll call it a mech, is like, it takes up so much of the background, it's hard to know actually what it is. So seeing a silhouette of it would be helpful, perhaps. There's also like a vortex down below, that's crazy. Another thing that I think could help you make the background a bit more clear on that second one is actually removing like 75% of the particles from the second render, right? The second world. There's just too much going on for me to kind of tell exactly what is going on, I guess, with that reveal in such a short time, right? What else? What else? Color-wise, it's a little like pink-red the whole time, which it'd be fun to play with some other colors on this one. I see you have a little bit of green, you have a red-green like shift, but it'd be nice to see that be a bit more contrasty, a bit more apparent. The lighting in the first scene is exactly what I would do. I'd have it come in from that window. Yeah. This is another situation where I feel like the character in the bed blends in a little bit with the bed. Like the values on them, the black and white values on them are a bit muted. I would crank those up so that their black and white values are the brightest and the darkest of the scene. That will truly have them be the focus of the scene. If they are the most contrasty part of, or whatever, you can make the piano keys the most contrasty part, and that's where the eye will go. So like, I think first my eye goes to that window and then down to the bed. But I think if you brought the contrast of that character up, maybe just in their color map or their albedo pass, like that would, I think, like blend them into the scene a little bit more too. Because like the bed is more contrasty than them. You know, the sheets is more contrasty than them. They're quite actually desaturated. I bring them up. It matches the mech for sure, but I'd bring them up too, you know. Anyway, good stuff. Hopefully those notes help you out, Edward, and everyone else watching. I hope y'all are taking something from it. Oh, we got Winbush. What up, Winbush? What's going on, dude? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. And we got Haunted Leg up in here too. Definitely you don't want to get your leg haunted. That's not good. That's not good. But I'm glad to see you up in here. All right. Bajar. Let's see what you got. We got 8 more, and then I'm gonna announce the top 3. I'll announce the winners. And this is punchy. I like it. I like the colors. It's super punchy, super contrasty. The way you animate in that the sheet music there is really nice. All the I guess what you call it, sheet music. I love that flow. Real nice like line of energy coming in there. That feels really nice. Good shapes. I love that real saturated purple. Feels great. Right, watch out for the foot slipping here. Definitely want to watch out for that foot slipping. Boom. The stars feel a little like, I don't know if these are like people, if she's like putting on a concert for an entire civilization down there. But it'd be nice to know like what those are, I guess. And then the background, the galaxy stuff, looks like you have them like coming in from like 3 cards or something. Maybe just have like a fade off or a roll off on that a little softer, so it's not just such a hard cut of galaxy into darkness. It feels a little like you're in a like a museum exhibit, and they're doing like a galaxy thing, but you can tell you're still in a room. It feels a little bit like that. And with 3D, like you can do anything. So I would really try and like have it feel like we're truly in space there. But you're doing a good job with like the fog, space fog down there. It's fun space, right? You want to be in fun space. And fun space has colorful fog going on. That's cool. I love your lighting. Love the colors. What else would I do? The intro world is a little bit barren, right? I think the water is cool that you have there. Is really fun. I almost wonder if you can have that water like in Stranger Things, right? When they go into like that void, when she goes into the void. You can maybe have it be a little bit like that, where it extends out infinitely. What else could you do? It's a little tough to know that the character's falling asleep, right? Standing up, I guess, you know. It's more of a artsy fantasy take on it. I get it, right? I get it. I think it's cool. Last note. Give your cylinder here more subdivisions. I can see the edges on that thing. Look at that, right? No reason why you wouldn't just up that a little bit more, all right? So be mindful of that. Otherwise, great work, super solid. Congrats on top 30, Fajar. Or we got Yo up next. Boom. Not good. Okay. Not good. To wake up in a freaking torture chamber is... yeah. First note. I would scoot the character in that bed thing that they're falling into up into the center of the frame, because all of your stuff is like loaded up toward the top. And we're almost cutting the head off of that character in the chair. I would just move this up to here, move it up into the center. Definitely move that up to the center. I like your worlds. I think they're cool. Like an abandoned laundromat. Falling asleep in the abandoned laundromat. Okay. I would love to see maybe like this character, she made it more of her own. Like she's squatting in this abandoned laundromat, and she like has a little desk drawer thing, and like, you know, that's where she stays. I don't quite buy that she's fallen into this bed in the laundromat like it's her own little spot. So that's just a little bit of world building, character building, integration into the world. I do like the environment. I think it's really cool. And I even think your second environment is super cool too. That's fun. Yeah, and all the little airplanes, like, that's so cool. I don't know if that's like from the game, but it's a great idea. It feels random, but it feels like it fits. It works. It totally works. But yeah, just get them centered up. Get them centered up because they're really crunched up at the top there. And lastly, I would definitely give this more samples. It's very, very noisy, and I can see that denoiser working hard. So definitely, please try and give yourself more samples when you can. Also, is this a skull right here? Feels... I wonder. It looks like a mask. I don't know what that is. It makes me ask even more questions on what's going on in this first world. But I'm gonna get some water. I had a sip in the last... what, 23 renders. Oh God, I'm back. My voice is back. All right, y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. Moving on. Last few here, last 6. We got Vaughn Beardsley. This is another one that really reminds me of the game Stray. I want to play it again. Cool. All right. We got this character not quite falling asleep. It'd be nice to see them fall asleep, but maybe this is your way of being like, it's really hard to animate people, so I'm gonna try something and work around that, which I think, good on you. I would probably be doing the same thing. Animation is so hard. The world is pretty sweet. I think you're doing a good job of like making the character feel like they actually belong there. They have all their stuff around the bed. They got their little cardboard, and they got their mugs and drinks and all this and that. So that feels right. The roof itself, the texture on the actual roof feels a little bit too smooth. I don't quite understand what that roof is made out of. If it's concrete, if it's really rough metal, I don't know. I'd watch out for that as well. References, always pull references. Even if you're looking at the game Stray to find your references, that, I mean, is better than no reference. And that is going to help you with these things like the textures feeling weird, things feeling like they don't belong. References will help you with that. Yeah, I mean, real nice background, good atmosphere, good colors back there. I'm liking that. And we got this little transition. You have a nice little transition here into the dream world, which is actually terrifying that like this robot can fly around, enter your mind, or maybe it's planting like memories into people, which is even creepier. But yeah, cool. Yeah, you got some grass. This is another one where I feel like it's just grass. It's one grass asset. I feel like you could do with a few grass assets at least, a couple like thick patches of grass, some leafy things, some sticks, maybe some rocks, some mossy somethings, like some flowers perhaps. You know, I think you could use more contrast, more variety of objects for your grassy knoll, right? That would be my note to you. But I mean, what you're doing here is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I guess other notes, bevel your edges, always bevel your edges. So like, there's no such thing as a super sharp edge, right? Even on the back of like my knife, it's gonna have a beveled edge. So right here, maybe you are beveling, it's a little hard to tell, it's a little low res. Here, textures are a little hot, a little low res, scaled up a little too much. Again, that's coming back to reference, right? Coming back to reference. But I get it, yeah, I get the scene. Good work, congrats on top 30. Corey, we got Corey Jones. Yes, I want to be this man. Rather, I want to be this man's dream, right? Real clear story, I get it, right? You can't miss it. You can't miss that story. So you nailed the assignment. You knocked it out. And you're transitioning into that world in a dynamic way. You're pulling the street apart, you're pulling the wall apart, you're raising the water level up. The boat is coming up into the scene. You're knocking that log by with the boat. I'm curious how long you've been doing 3D. I feel like, your instincts are right. You're doing the right stuff. Keep it up. Really, really nice. What are some things that you could do better? Animation, character animation is probably one thing. It's just, I feel like you have two keyframes. You have a keyframe of the character up and you have a keyframe of the character down. My note to you would be to add some more keyframes in between. And I would film yourself doing this move. Film yourself falling asleep like that from this angle, so that you can use it as reference, right? And you're gonna, instead of, two keyframes, one start and one end, try and add one in the middle, maybe 3 in the middle. And you would know exactly where to place the limbs based off of the reference of the video of you falling asleep like that. So that would be one big note I would do. What else? Things that we could actually use. The textures feel a little low res to me. Your street feels good. I like that street. That concrete feels good. The brick wall just feels a little low res. It looks almost like there's no bounce. I think your normals are inverted in the brick. I wonder if they are. Your fireflies, you have some gnats up there in the light. It'd be cool to see the street lamp. Maybe. Not necessary. The scene on the right is a little barren. Like maybe this dude's on a sidewalk and then it drops down into a street. This is an alley, right? This is definitely an alley. You're hitting all the alley bits. You got the trash can, you got the brick wall, you got the dumpster. My note here would be more reference, because I'm trying to think of like what I would say to add to this, and it's a little hard because I'm not looking at reference. So if you're looking at reference, it's gonna tell you, it's gonna give you the answer of what to add to this kind of stuff. Yeah, and you're peeling this away. You're easing into these. They're really nice. Dropping them in, bringing in that rock texture. So it's just a little low res. If you can find higher res scans of this rock on the left and right, that would be my note there. Also, sharp lines, get rid of them. You want to drop this asset down deeper into the water, so we're losing that sharp line. Bevel your edges here on the boat. It looks like you modeled this too. That's really cool. Make sure it's smoothed out. You want to smooth it out a little bit. You don't want to see any chunky edges. And make sure the edges are beveled, because there's no such thing as a super sharp edge. Your string here, you're actually got a little like animation going in this fishing pole. Like that's tough. That's really awesome. Your fish is jumping. I love it. I love it. I think you're doing a great job. Congrats on top 30, Corey Jones. Really good stuff. Shimaro. All right. Sweet. Oh, beautiful second world too. Both of the worlds are really nice. Super lush. Characters falling asleep. Really cool. I love that first world. It feels full. It feels lush, packed. I want to be there. The second world honestly ain't as cool as the first world. I ain't gonna lie. But the second world is pretty sweet. I think on its own, I'm all about it. But in the context of the first area, the first scene, like that's just beautiful. I love those muted colors. Like that's super cool. I just want more of it. But going from this, or going from the super vibrant into that, it's tough, because this is like having your phone as you normally are looking at your phone, and then it switches over to black and white. Your phone just goes to black and white, and it's suddenly like not as appealing. That's kind of how I feel with this, because it's so vibrant, and then it goes to almost black and white. So just be mindful of that. Cool character, cool animation. You got the vines growing and everything. Nice little god rays coming in. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it a lot. Any other notes that I would do here? It almost feels like watercolor. I don't know. It feels like a watercolor kind of vibe, even with your transition and just the saturation of your colors here in the second world. It feels like watercolory. Maybe I'd lean into that a little bit more. I can't think of anything else. Like, pretty solid. I like it a lot. It feels unique. Very fun. Good stuff. Shimaro. I like that. I like both of those styles you're going for. Next up, we got Florimir. Oh, terrifying. This is another original idea. Oh, the door opening up like that is super creepy. Also, the lighting in the first world alone is creepy. Good job building up the bedroom. It's detailed. It feels like it's lived in, but that is a creepy, I'm not gonna lie, this is a creepy bedroom. That lighting is creepy. Like, having your bed in the middle of the room is also hilarious. I don't know who's got their bed in the direct middle of the room. If you have your bed in the middle of your room, I want to know about it. All right, I want to know about it. I want to know how you go about it too. Because this kid's living up in the attic. That's for sure. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Tentacles coming up, being all creepy. Any notes? What would I do note-wise? Maybe like if you took that water or blood or whatever it is and you had it go up the wall and you had it cover all of the like the desk and the drawer. My brain is going. I'm at three renders left. My brain is starting to dip. You could probably get a brighter light under the bed too. Like something's really going down under there. But yeah, I don't know. I think you did a great job. I'd be super proud of this. Really nice detailed render, nice animation, nice story. Really good stuff. Super solid. All right, and let's go on to the second to last. Oh, that vibrant. I love that vibrant green. Ah. And great color contrast too. You're going from the red to the opposite color, which is green. So that contrast is very clear between waking and sleeping. Nice, nice. I don't think you need to start the shot with the focus on this like foreground element here, because I don't know quite where we are. It's just kind of like we're in some blurry, colorful world. If you just started on the character, we'll have a lot more context as to where we are immediately. And plus you get to see all the hard work that you put into the scene, because like really you only start seeing what's going on like, I mean here, and already once we're here, you're out, right? So that will be my note there. What else? Let's see. I love the transition, those blue bubbles into the green grass. It's just nice. I don't know if the TVs are like part of the game or whatnot, but it does feel a bit random to me. I do like your environments. I think they're solid. I think your lighting is nice. Colors are nice. I don't know. So I guess this is like a battle scene because there's a giant spine right here. And there's crates right here. So I'm trying to like piece all this together. It feels all a bit random to me. Again, I don't know what is part of the game, what isn't. But I think there is something to be said about everyone getting it. Everyone understanding what you're doing. Not just the people who are in the know. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is good for Easter eggs. You can do little things to the people who know right for there. But I think clarity is so important. And especially in 5 seconds here, when you got 5 seconds, you really want it to be clear as to where we are, what's happening, what's going on. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. I think you could have gotten rid of that spine if you wanted it in the beginning, sure, but I think it could have like phased out a little sooner, because it becomes a focus and you're like, oh, I should be looking at that, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, I love the way your like flowers are growing on, like super cool. And I just love that grass. Ah, I want to be up in that grass. It feels so good. Good stuff. The Coots, the Cuts. Shoutouts to you. Shoutouts to you. And finally, before we announce our top 3, we got one more. And by the way, everyone who even had their art shown here gets $1,000. Like, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Like, I forgot. I forgot. Super cool. And you get a cool little art board as well. So, truly, congrats to all you guys. This is from Kosi. I love the kind of muted VHS style you got going on here. I love your character. Super fun little robo character. And then we get into a nice little transition into another world. So, I really like your first world. I love that lighting. It actually feels like my buddy Point Lobo, Miles, who did one of the songs for Infinite. He did the music for Infinite Journeys. He put out some tutorials on like how he did a similar style, and I think there's a lot of tutorials for a very similar style. So I recognize it from that. But I like it. I like it like how the light's shining in through onto the desk. Super fun. I think the character's super fun. I'd love to see a bit more, like animation-wise, a little bit of like breathing from this robot as it's snoring maybe. I think would help it make it still feel alive in the next scene. It feel like just the keyframes turned off, right? The transition I think is okay. Right, it's just like a linear wipe. I think you could have done a little bit more with that. Maybe it comes out from the monitor and like spreads out into the outer edges of the frame. And I'm not the biggest fan of the dream world, like with the sun there and like the Windows 90 whatever graphics. Just not the biggest fan of that. It is subjective, yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't make me want to be there. I personally would rather be in a grassy knoll than like that world. I get it. It is a robot, and the robot would be dreaming of that perhaps. But I wonder if there's a way that you can kind of update it and have it feel good for us humans too, you know what I mean? But other than that, I think it's super solid. Great work. Congrats to the top 30. Now, what we're gonna do is I'll play them all. It'll probably take like, we can watch them all again over a couple minutes here. And then we're gonna get into the winners. I'll announce the winners. So let's just let it run through. Thanks everybody for hopping in here. All of the renders here, y'all get $1,000 and a sweet artboard, super cool. Shout outs to the Honkai team, Hoyoverse, for having me on as a judge for their 3D challenge. It was fun. It was really cool. I love seeing this art. It's a good time. Yeah. I want to see your favorite ones. What are your guys' favorite ones so far? Type them down in chat. I'm curious to see if my top 3 align. Hit me with your top 3. I don't know. I can promise that they ain't gonna be the same. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe they will be. Oh man, such good stuff. Such good stuff. Oh, that PS1. I gotta get on that PS1 style. I love it. So good. You guys remember all the good times we had together? Remember that one time we saw all these renders? Ah, Space Dog. Space Dog! So good. Yeah, the boxer one was cool too. I thought the impact frame was fun. All right, y'all. It's time it is time to announce the top 3. Now, I'm going to preface. If you see your art on frame from here, it doesn't mean you got top 3. I don't want to have anyone think that, you know, like if I... Yeah, let me switch to my camera real quick. Soto, could you switch me over? My stream deck is, it's like in sleep mode. Thanks. Yeah, cool. Here. I'm gonna switch over to the top 3. Top 3 sequence. Do it. Ba-ba-bam. Just double check I got everything right. Yeah. First one. Cool. All right, here we go. All right, so I'll cue you when we can switch over, basically. But here we go. All right, I've mentally reset myself. I'm prepared. I am ready for the top 3 to announce the top 3. You're getting $1,000. You're getting some limited edition figurines. So super cool. Just want to preface everyone who joined the thing. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for putting in all the hard work for their challenge. It's been fun to judge this one. And without further ado, we're starting with 3rd place. Soto, do you want to switch us over? We got Woo Century in 3rd place. This is just freaking beautiful to me. I love this. It's a fully custom scene, all original. Everything just matches and fits really well for me. The lighting, the character, I love the idea. It's like one of the most unique ideas for a character, which it stood out. It really did stand out to me. I love the sense of scale. The scientists like freaking out in the bottom, the giant factory here, like you put in so much detail work, all the wires, all the pipes, all the screens on the left, like the test tubes and everything going on really tells, it helps tell the story. And despite there being a subtle transition between reality and dream world, I do like what is going on in the dream world. Like there's that plasma coral goo stuff, and like you have little elements floating up and things changing, the light shift. I think it's super fun. So Woo Century, congratulations on 3rd place in Honkai Star Rail's Dive into Dreams challenge. 2nd place. Can y'all guess it? I'm curious. I'm very curious if you guys can guess it. Yep. Here we go. So let me get the 2nd one queued up. I want to know your guesses, what you think 2nd place is going to be. Because they worked hard. They put in a lot of work on this one. The story hits deep for me. And without further ado, I'm happy to announce Ron Chen as 2nd place with this just heart-wrenching scene. Oh, God. You're doing everything. You have the story that just hits the heart so hard. Your lighting is incredible. Your scene is incredible. But like, yeah, that story just stands out so much. Despite you doing everything else to the max, it's just that story that hits super hard. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful. I love in the beginning too, that frame with the family is just freaking awesome. I can't say anything else. This is it's great. You heard my notes, you heard my thoughts when we talked about it earlier, but boy, is this fantastic. Very well deserved. Congrats on 2nd place. And we got a 1st place one for you. So let's cue it up. I think y'all know what it is at this point. With, no intro. let's just get into it. Y'all know, it's Space Dog. It's so good. It's so good. What a like. It's both, right? So in that first one, or sorry, the last one in Ron Chen's like is dark, right? It hits. This one is sad in the beginning, but then it's that happy ending because they're reunited. It's just it's so good, and we see the expression on her face, like everything. You're just firing on all cylinders. The transition into the space world is freaking awesome. The way the walls turn into a cloth sim and blow away is such a cool idea. Like, God, that is awesome. The lighting, the contrast between both worlds are incredible. The animation is incredible. The render quality is incredible. Like, it feels like a movie. I love this so much. And this one gets the most emotion out of me for sure. So, Space Dog, shout outs to you for first place. I think top 3 all get the same thing. So it is I guess truly like a top 3. But in my mind, this was 3, 2, 1 in order. Congratulations to all you guys. I'm gonna play these winners, these top 3 on loop real quick, and just to give them the congrats that they deserve here. And I'm happy to hang out with you guys for the next 5 or so minutes and answer any questions that you have while we kind of let these loop out. But hit me in chat with an @pwnisher. I'm gonna chill with you all for 5 minutes and answer any questions. We're not doing any weekly challenge review today. No challenge review. Be doing that kind of as we normally do it. Yeah, I agree, Sotomonte. I agree. Oh, what up, Luigi? We got Luigi. First place from Endless Engines in the house, Mr. Abuela Effects. What up? I'll be seeing you in September, man. In Chicago for camp. Little VFX camp. It's gonna be sick. Can't wait. Sasha, I don't know. So since this is Honkai's 3D challenge, this is not my 3D challenge. This is Honkai's 3D challenge. I don't know if they're gonna do a montage. If you want to follow, you can probably just look up the Dive Into Dreams. There's a link below, by the way. There's a link in the description, so go follow that for more. I'm just judging it, and we're doing it here on the channel, so I can see how it would be. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there will be a montage that they'll have. We'll see. What was the judging process like for this Haunted Leg? Okay, judging was honestly pretty straightforward for me. I had about a list from Hoyoverse of like 140 renders that they like brought down from however many hundreds that they got. I took that 140, I brought it down to a top 30, just based on what looks good, and I'd bring them up. I think originally pulled a top 27 after I went through the 140, and then I went back around and pulled 3 more. Immediately when I saw Space Dog, when I saw this one, and when I saw this one here, they went up 2 levels for me, and it was a very clear top 3 for me. And then putting them in order of top 3 was actually pretty easy as well. Just because you want to look out for, are they getting that transition between wakefulness and dream world? Is it following the prompt? How are they doing it? And like everyone here, top 3 is doing it so well in their own unique way. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. You want to see the poster in number 1? Yeah, I got you. Boom. Yeah, there's some good ones in there. President Evil. They got Hello, Plastic Gear, Recharted, Full Life instead of Half-Life, Perfect Bright, Super Galaxy. Yeah. So, I mean, honorable mention, I don't know. I'd say that would be top 30. That's all, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Mahal, yeah, the stream just ended, basically. Stream just ended. And then afterwards, after this stream, it's going over to the Honkai side, Hoyoverse side of things. It'll be basically unlisted on the channel after this. So if you guys want to catch this again, you catch it on their side. Follow that link in the description below if you want to rewatch it. I'm trying to think anything else. Oh my goodness, you said, okay, so Missip Gaming, you said, I almost gave up on 3D, and after seeing mine in this video, I have hope again. Holy crap, that is awesome. Wow, if anything, if this stream did anything, it restored hope for one artist, and I love that. I think that's great. Let me switch over really quick. I want to make sure I'm full screen here. Bam. We restored hope. I love it. I love it. Hey, look, Missip Gaming, that makes me feel really good. But at the same time, even if your 3D art wasn't in this stream, I just want to give you some more hope that, like, you got to ask yourself, like, why you're doing it. If it's to learn and have fun, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter that, you know, yeah, I know, but I get it. I get it. You want your work to be seen, and you want to get some recognition and credit. Yeah, absolutely. It would be lonely if you just did it on your own and, you know, you weren't able to share it with anybody. So I get that. But I would also give credit to yourself for, like, doing it because you love it, doing it because it's fun. All right. Having your art be seen by others is not the only reason you're doing it, right? So if anyone else is feeling similar, try and dive in to the areas that that make you happy. Focus on the positive. And yeah, you know, I've seen artists get really depressed and down about their work, and you know, I've been there too. And I think it's worth taking a break. If you need to, take a break. You don't want to burn out. You want to keep doing the stuff you love doing. We want to keep doing the stuff we love doing. So take a break if you need it. You know, you'll come back refreshed. And at the end of the day, you know, we do it because it's fun. We do it because it's fun. We don't do it to get a bunch of credit. We do it because it's fun. Anything else, guys? And then we'll bounce here. Yeah, so you guys want that montage? Sweet. Hopefully they put something together. I would assume they'd put something together. Yeah. All right, y'all. I think that's it. I think we're gonna call it. It's been fun. I've had a good time with you guys. Thanks for hopping in with this. Like, whether you knew about this challenge or not, whether you participated in the Honkai Star Rail 3D challenge or not, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you all are super positive and supportive of this. It was fun to judge. I'm glad I was able to do it with y'all. I see y'all in chat. It's fun. Super fun. If you want to know anything more about the challenge or know anything more about the artists or hear any updates on what happens after this point, follow that link down below. I was just here to judge. So, and we did it on my channel, right? So, anything else from this point, challenge-wise, for this challenge, for Honkai's Dive Into Dreams challenge, follow that link down below, all right? But yeah, y'all, great work. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around. I got some fun videos coming up in the next couple months. We have our very own 3D challenge coming up in August, right? I'm gonna get prepped for that. I'm gonna be putting together like a little ambient music video thing for an artist I so dearly love. And it'll be coming out on, I guess I've never announced this. I guess I can announce this. It'll be coming out on Cryo Chamber, which is huge because I'm a huge ambient music fan, and Cryo Chamber is like the ambient label. So I am honored to be making cool stuff for them. So I'm gonna do a little breakdown of how I did that music video, coming out in like June, late June. And then we're gonna do some 3D photogrammetry scanning videos as well. And then we're gonna get into that August challenge, right? So we got some fun stuff for you. We're doing weekly challenges on my Discord server, linked below, if you want to keep making art and challenging yourself. And I think that's it. Yeah, y'all have a good one. Thank you again so much for joining me for this judging session. Y'all are awesome. I'll catch you soon. Peace out, everyone. Later. Bye.